Hi and welcome to the channel. What have I done this week? Well, a little bit of a check through on some of the items, a bit more of a sort of a focus on what I actually got, having a good look at those components. Mucked around and fabricated, dry fabricated a rib, which has allowed me to make over 680 something toothpicks by the looks of it, ready to go. So let's have a look and see what I've focused on for this week. Hi and welcome to the channel. In these videos I show my build of a Fisher Youngster biplane kit, and it's not meant to be instructional, but it's meant for you to have a bit of entertainment seeing how I go about building this aircraft, and hopefully get a few hints and tips that might help you out to build your own aircraft. Let's face it, if I can do it, you can do it. I had a comment a couple of videos back how prefabricated the kit was. Well, in the last video we unpacked it and things like that, but just to sort of let people know, I just went for the material kit. All the metal work has come pre-drilled for the wings, all these lovely tabs and some of the control sections with a flat aluminium, which is great. Bits of metal with bends in, have had the bends pre-formed. They all look very nice. The plywood, which I hadn't originally, when I first ordered the kit, hadn't anticipated being cut and shaped, so hence I made up my jigs for routing to make up the leading edge sections. Well, they came spot on, and comparing it to the version that I made, putting the two together, and they match perfectly, so can't complain. The drilling of these, the spacing doesn't match my jigs, but all of them are identical and they're within tolerance for the build, so I can't use my jig. I was hoping to be able to do that for at least doing the woodwork, and I found these were done. I will be taking the corners off. I don't like having those sharp corners going against the plywood on the spars and things like that, so I'll round those off a little bit, and the edges can do with a little bit of dressing in one or two places, but that's next to nothing really. All the rib cap pieces have been machined very consistently, really pleased with that. Trailing edge sections for the wings are pre-tapered, that saves a lot of time. Nearly all the ply parts for the frames and bulkheads and fuselage sides and bottom have been pre-cut. So more pre-fabrication than I anticipated. All in all, probably saving maybe sort of 10-15 hours worth of work. I mean, literally with these, that's probably saved 5 hours worth of work, you know, cutting and shaping those. Although, as I said, there's still a little bit of work to be done on it. If you went for the fast build kit, for like the wings and things, then you have your ribs, and I think the fuselage side is made up, the tail plane's made up and things like that, which is far more prefabricated than the kit I've gone for. But all in all, having gone through all the bits now, slow time since the last video unboxing, I am very pleased with what I've got. The quality of wood seems very good. Grain direction in the majority of cases is as I would anticipate it. Very little run out, which is the important factor, and the grain count is all good on all the major pieces which I've looked at, so the spars and the longerons, which, you know, the things which I really inspect to make sure they were good. So here's my system for softening the wood. I've got my tube with the bits of wood in there. That's boiling water, which I straight from the kettle put in there, leave it to stand for about 15 minutes or so, and then I can put it into my jig for it to dry and form. So once out of the steamer or boiling water, just clamped up there in that form. Normally there'd be a full set for 2 ribs and 2 nose ribs, and that's just placed, well, it's in front of my fan heater, so as the fan comes on or off to keep the shed at its normal temperature, then you know, dry air is being blown over that to help dry it, so it'll be ready for use tomorrow evening to make up a rib that'll be nice and dry. Sections which I've allowed to dry. So let's take this out, and as you can see there, it's got a distinct bend in it. So I can put this one in, feed it all the way. That's sitting nicely in the jig. I'll feed this one over. As we can see, that's fitting nicely in the jig there. Just need a pencil. There. And I will draw my line. Just flick this one up and out of the way. I can lift that. With the trusty saw. So now, nicely in there, that's no issues there at all. Already made up these part A's, which will sit inside the groove just up in that corner there. This is the rib geodetic. I've got an awful lot of it. I'll just pull out one piece to start off with if I can. So I'll start by doing the top to bottom sections. So I'm just going to cut. So here we have all the geodetic stuck into this rib. Well, I say stuck, placed into the rib. These are now going to be used as a master, so I'll use these to make up the others. I've put down how many I need to do of each one, so 34 of those. We'll start getting to 60s in the front end here. So after that little bit of time lapse of me doing the rough cutting of the wood. I've completed all the sections for the rib as set up by the master section there. They just need to be final size, so they're rough size at the moment. They've just got to have that little bit of extra work done to make them the perfect fit. There's something like 750 of the pieces there, plus I created 1 or 2 spares. It used up all the wood I had, the H4 wood which had been supplied with the kit, so hopefully I won't break too many in the process of building the ribs. Anyway, that brings me to the end of the video for this week, which at this moment in time we are 62 hours into the build, not including the time for the jigs and bits and pieces I've done there, but that's the total time so far for the build. Anyway, see you next week. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.